Hey, how's it going? It's the end of another year, 2022. I made one of these videos last year, so y'all already kind of know what to expect if you watched the one last year. I'm just basically gonna sit here and predict some things and, make some bold claims. Some of them will be right, and some of them probably won't be right. But speaking of last year, let's just go ahead and knock out last year's ones first. So let's see. So I predicted that Chris Pratt was gonna voice Garfield and win a Garfield Award. I kind of got that half right. He's not voicing Garfield, but he is voicing Mario. So we'll take that as like a half truth, I suppose. Who knows? Maybe he will voice Garfield, but I don't think the Garfield voice actor was announced yet. So there's still time. Queen's dead. Said she was gonna go, and so she did. Not much more to add to that, except that I didn't do it. I think it's pretty obvious that I didn't do it. So yeah. I said a lot of people were gonna go to jail, high-profile people at that, and I'm recording this on the day you're gonna see it, New Year's Eve. And as of the recording of this video, we've got in no particular order. Sam Bankman-Fried was arrested this year. Ezra Miller got arrested. A$AP Rocky was also arrested this year. And of course, who couldn't forget the all too relevant Andrew Tate and his fucking no-name brother that I can't even be fucked to look up or remember at all. So pretty good year for well-known and famous and some infamous people getting arrested overall. Bonus points, dishonorable mention, I suppose. Ghislaine Maxwell, who was arrested in 2020, was sentenced this year. I believe she got 20 years in prison, and hopefully after those 20 years, she just drops dead. Like the day she's walking out of prison, she just drops dead. That would be the best possible outcome. Fuck her. No NFT Yeezys this year, but it's not like Mark Zuckerberg went and kicked Kanye out of Facebook headquarters like Skechers did. No, has nothing to do with opinions, really bad opinions, horrible takes. Just a complete spiral into insanity. No. It has nothing to do with that. It's a logistical issue because you see, they don't have fucking legs in the metaverse still. It was bold of me to even assume for a moment that they would have fucking legs in the metaverse by now, but they don't. So how are you gonna wear your meta NFT Yeezys in the metaverse without legs? And that seems to be the conundrum, and definitely the only thing that stopped NFT Yeezys from happening this year. Among Us 2, we got Among Us 2, Among Us VR. I'm counting that as Among Us 2. That did happen, so good on me. I predicted Among Us 2, you're welcome. I don't know if it was announced prior to the recording I did last year. I'm not gonna look it up. Frankly, I don't care. I am right, and if I'm not, then I am spreading misinformation online. Either way, I'm gonna sleep soundly tonight knowing that I was the one that predicted Among Us 2. Here's my favorite one that I absolutely, like, jokes aside, I absolutely nailed this one. Twitter turned on Elon Musk in absolutely glorious fashion. Absolutely phenomenal. Really just a wonderful turn of events. Tesla stock ate absolute shit because of it. And I called that almost to the letter last year in my video, which will be linked in the description here. And it'll probably pop up a couple times and you'll ignore it because who actually interacts with those things? Nobody does. Yet we use them anyway. I wonder why. As far as fire everywhere went, California had a very mild California had a very mild wildfire season. Mild wildfire. Yeah, say that 3 times fast. However, there were a lot of mystery fires in Russia that have shown no signs of stopping. Is it related to Ukraine? Who knows? I didn't look too far into it. I just saw it was happening and was like, hey, that's pretty cool. So we'll give that one another half a point there. You know, not just like the Chris Pratt one. I didn't quite get it, but it's close enough. EVs aren't exactly mainstream, but they are very much well on the way. I said that they would probably be mainstream, if not close to it, by the end of the year. You're seeing nationally televised commercials from big brands advertising their EVs. I'm talking like, you know, Ford and Honda, to name a few that I've seen. Obviously not Tesla. Tesla's kind of in the shits right now. Here's a bonus prediction for you before we even get to the predictions. Tesla's going to be overtaken as the forerunner of the EV market by end of year 2024. So mark your calendars for that. I might mention it in next year's predictions video. We also got Domino's, the pizza chain, advertising their new fun and fancy EV cars that look a little bit goofy and over the top in my opinion, but you know, if you're gonna have a corporate gimmick, at least it alleges to be environmentally friendly. I know nothing about the production of those vehicles to know if the emissions that they save by being fully electric offsets the absolute amount of smog put out into the atmosphere to produce said EVs, but that's not a prediction. That is a question that goes far beyond predicting. So it's out of the scope of this video. I might make a video on it later if you guys are interested in something that's not just a garbage fire shit post. I will probably die before that day happens. So the rest of the ones that I predicted didn't come to fruition. We don't have corporations running for office yet. Lobbying doesn't count. Lobbying's been a thing forever. Poultry prices in West Texas actually went up. They should have been coming down, but a surprise avian flu that's been the worst apparently since 2015 was really wreaking havoc on the bird population. So there you go. No sign of Franklin to speak of. I guess his time is not now. Maybe his time will be later. And there was a bit of a controversial burrito eating method that happened on Reddit, not Twitter, where this individual's wife or spouse, I can't remember, ate out of the burrito, like used the tortilla as a bowl, but it was still burrito, and ate all the filling out of the burrito before eating the empty tortilla. So there's that. You could count that as a dub or not. I don't really know. And there were no cataclysmic celestial events to speak of, unfortunately, this year, if you look outside of the tabloids. So got a few of them wrong, got a lot of them right, got a lot of them really right. So, you know, it's actually why I wanted to do the follow-up this year. Let's see how far we can push this. So a lot of these play off of each other going into this next year, the year of our Lord 2023, Anno Domini. But without further ado, here are my predictions for 2023. Meta is going to go bankrupt. The metaverse is bankrupting the company, and Zuckerberg will not let it die. As a result, the company will go under at some point this year, probably later in the year, because they're going to try to salvage it. It might be a buyout. It might just be straight bankruptcy because nobody wants to touch Facebook with a 10-foot pole. Actually, that's not true. I'm sure there are plenty of people that would want that amount of information on billions and millions of people for marketing purposes, but that's beside the point. Meta's going bye-bye. Be ready for that. Speaking of people that are going bye-bye, we're looking at Vladdy. You know, the old poot. I think his days are numbered. I reckon. This is not a threat. This is just a prediction. That I don't think he's gonna see the other side of this. Definitely not a war that we definitely didn't start, but also the Ukrainians are fascists apparently, so we're just gonna go bomb civilians in hospitals for fun. Yeah, that can't last forever. The oligarchs are pissed. The world is pissed. He's kicking some kind of bucket in some form or fashion this year. You heard it here first. In lighter news, Among Us, the movie, Yeah, baby. Among Us the movie. There is an imposter among us, and they're in your movie theaters or direct to streaming services, depending on the budget. I haven't quite worked out the details yet, but be looking for Among Us the movie. It's gonna be great, and by great I mean probably not any better than Among Us the musical segment in fake YouTube Rewind was. However, it might have some legs to stand on. We'll see how it shakes out. Speaking of movies, Cocaine Bear is coming out next year, and that movie's gonna win an Oscar. Now, what it's gonna win an Oscar for, who knows? But be looking for Cocaine Bear on the big screen at everyone's favorite award ceremony that nobody really watches because it's just pretentious. But you know what's not pretentious? Cocaine Bear. Great concept. They're gonna execute it beautifully, and it's gonna win an Oscar. All right, we got a couple more on here. Moron. While we're on the topic of bears, you know, we're currently in a bear market, and the bear market is gonna do cocaine next year. So be looking for a huge, just like a breath of fresh air, just life being breathed into the bear market. We'll go bullish for a while, and then it'll just come right back down, just like a cocaine bear when he runs out of cocaine, I imagine. Just come right back down, leave you with a massive headache and feeling like shit. Earlier in the year, some 11 billion crabs were reported missing. But it's okay, because they're going to find them, and they're going to come back. Maybe all at once, maybe slowly but surely, but they're gonna solve the mystery of the missing crabs, and they're all going to return home to their families. All 11 billion of them, rounding up or down, you know, rounding errors and all of that. But those crabs, they're coming back. Be looking for them. There's gonna be a lot of crabs in Alaska this year, or maybe they migrated, who knows, but they're gonna find out where all those crabs went. So that's really all I had for the predictions this year. I think that's a pretty good chunk there. And the one other prediction that I got right last year that I forgot to mention until now, y'all definitely got 0 bitches. I'm just saying. If you did, let me know. Prove me wrong, but I'm pretty sure that I'm right. I know I'm right, as a matter of fact. So y'all keep that energy going into 2023, and I don't have a funny joke or bit to end this video on. So I have nothing. I really have nothing. That's it. We're ending the year like this. Holy fuck. This is it. This is the last video of the year, and I have no outro for it.